By now, everyone's seen the bombshell interview Prince Harry and Meghan Markle conducted with Oprah this week. 17.1 million people from around the world tuned in to see and hear the couple dish the scandalous details on why what was portrayed as a fairy tale wedding only a few years ago seemingly crumbled, ultimately leading to their choice to step down from their role as working royals within the royal family. But if you weren't paying close attention during the interview, you probably missed the truth about why Meghan and Harry chose to do a tell-all interview right now, and most importantly, why it had to be with Oprah in conjunction with CBS. And even more interestingly, there seems to be an unexpected connection between this interview and R. Kelly. Be sure you're subscribed with the bell clicked, and also give us a like on this video. It came as no surprise to many viewers that the undercurrent of strife between Prince Harry, the royal family, and his new bride stemmed from her biracial heritage. During the interview, the couple recounted the many examples of how the British press, the royal handlers, and the establishment that Meghan referred to as the firm, and even members of the royal family showed blatant bias against the couple and their first child, Archie. Meghan and Harry appeared most hurt by the discussions of how dark their child would be and the subsequent denial of a royal title and security for their son, Archie. Ultimately, the couple decided to break free from the constraints of the royal family, giving up the millions in financial support they'd been receiving and moving to the U.S., settling in Southern California. But they had a couple of big problems. First was the image problem. They had been portrayed in the press as entitled, wanting the various places they moved to foot the bill for their security and lodging. And second, they needed money. While Harry admits that his inheritance from his mother, the late Princess Diana, allowed them to make their break from the royal family, he also mentions that he was cut off by his father after their departure from Britain. Now tasked with providing for their own financial needs, Meghan and Harry needed to figure out how to parlay their names and notoriety into enough money to maintain themselves and their children moving forward. Luckily, they had powerful friends to help. It was widely reported that media mogul Tyler Perry allowed the couple to move into his California home and lent them security for months as they made their transition to the U.S. Meghan and Harry eventually moved into their own home, but they still needed to find suitable income. Oprah had been a friend to the couple for years, having actually attended their wedding. This interview was an opportunity for everyone involved. Now was the chance to rehab their image into victims of the press and the royal family, rather than being viewed as entitled brats, so that they would be likable and supported in their future endeavors. The choice of Oprah as the interviewer was deliberate. She is a skilled interviewer with enough credibility to vouch for anyone she chooses. Most of America knows, loves, and trusts Oprah. Even more importantly, she was a trusted friend to Meghan and Harry. She wouldn't do anything during the interview to make them look bad, and at the same time, she would allow them to drop their bombshell revelations about the royal family without looking like the bad guys. More on the Oprah interview in a minute. Remember that lucrative interview that CBS This Morning co-host Gayle King, who also happens to be Oprah's best friend of decades, did with R. Kelly? Now, everyone who saw that interview easily concluded that it was a disaster, making him look worse than ever. Well, an interesting detail about the alleged arrangement emerged during a recent interview Tasha K conducted with Valencia Love, the woman who bailed out R. Kelly. In Valencia's interview, she says that when asked why R. Kelly did the interview, he told her that Gayle King and/or CBS promised to pay him $1 million for the interview under the table, which she says he never received. And when you consider all that was going on at that time for Kelly, it makes a lot of sense that he would commit to an interview in exchange for a large sum of money at a time when mounting legal expenses, accusations, and investigations were piling up against him. Based on Valencia's statements, there is reason to be open to the possibility that CBS, or at the very least, people making interview deals, could be promising payments for interviews under the table whilst maintaining the stance that they don't pay for news interviews publicly. So, with this in mind, despite the fact that Meghan, Harry, and Oprah insist that they were not paid for the interview, is it possible that the interview was mostly about solidifying the couple's ability to make money now and in the future? Although Harry and Meghan were supposedly not paid directly for the interview, the Washington Post reports that Oprah sold the interview for a reported $7 million to CBS. During the Oprah interview, the couple's new nonprofit, Archewell, was brought up multiple times, with Winfrey mentioning at one point that she and Prince Harry are developing a program on mental health together.
We're doing a multi-part docuseries on mental health, all of its and the spectrum. We've had several meetings, we've had secret meetings in London.
Meghan and Harry confessed that the idea of getting into the business of content creation and streaming came to them during the global lockdowns that have had all of us at home watching more TV lately.
The suggestion by a friend was, what about streamers?
Yeah, we genuinely hadn't thought of it before.
I never thought about it.
It's important to note that Archewell already has lucrative deals with Netflix and Spotify. The Archewell Foundation's core purpose is to uplift and unite communities, local and global, online and offline, one act of compassion at a time. We believe compassion is the defining cultural force of the 21st century, and through the work of our 501c3, we support a growing community of partner organizations fueling systemic cultural change, their website says. Meghan and Harry want to change the world, and of course make money in the process. Expect them to strike while the iron is hot. Right now, they have more eyes on them and sympathy for all they have endured. Thanks to their interview with Oprah, they have millions of people who are open to listening to and watching them attempt to make the systemic and cultural change they say they want. They're developing TV shows, podcasts, and other programming. We'll stay tuned to see what they share and whether they can truly make a meaningful impact. Let us know, what did you think of the interview? Anything you did or didn't believe about what was said? Thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe to Axiom Amnesia. And don't forget to like this video and hit the bell. See you next time.